Hi, my name's Derek James and you're online now because you've seen an advert about the Klansman Chronicles exhibition that is taking place in Oxford and you're wondering what in the world is this all about? Right, okay, in a nutshell, what I've got to do is kind of dive in at the deep end, go through some rapid fire explanations about certain aspects of the exhibition so that whether you live in Oxford or you live outside of Oxford and you want to call us in to your part of the world to host an exhibition where you are, then you've got an idea of what is taking place. Now, in a nutshell, the Klansman Chronicles exhibition is about all things Klu Klux Klan and the ideology that was pervasive in America that resulted in people being lynched and that type of thing. Now, unlike an exhibition where the exhibition that we're actually hosting on the 21st of October 2017 in Oxford is being held at a library, and it's being held in this room here. Now, when we think about an exhibition, we understand that you can go to an art gallery and you go to a certain place to see things. But because we're now in the digital age and because we're now part of the virtual reality world, we're going to be using virtual reality to take you to see aspects of the life of the Klu Klux Klan and what they believed, how they thought, and we're going to be using VR to do that. Now, the VR, or should I say the Klu Klux Klan, or should I say the Klansman Chronicles exhibition, is really an extension of some ideas that I was working with when I was doing the stage graphics and stage visuals for a play called Black Lives Matter that was written by Uton Daly, MBE. And he came to me and said, Derek, I need some stage graphics. Can you do that? I said, yes, not a problem. And I said, listen, based on the themes that are within your play, I can put together some virtual reality experiences. So we understand what these glasses are. I can put together some virtual reality experiences that the people who are going to come and see your play in Oxford can experience, so that when they're seeing things on stage, they've actually been through a VR experience and it brings what they are seeing on stage, basically it packs a punch in their mind. Okay. Now we've had a number of things take place in Oxford. One a few weeks ago in August 2017, there was a play written by a lady by the name of Beverly Harry, and it was called the Emmett Till story. Emmett Till, 14-year-old boy who was killed by a number of people. He was accused of doing something that he didn't do and he was lynched. 14-year-old. And as a result of the Emmett Till story and the Rosa Parks story, which everybody knows about, because she was the lady that said, I'm not giving up my seat on the bus. The civil rights movement as we know it now in history was born. So Emmett Till, 14-year-old boy, killed, and then Rosa Parks, and everybody said, we've had enough. Now, by using VR and certain aspects of VR, we can take you back in time so that you can experience things that's almost like you had to be there to really get it. Now, I need to put VR into a context of understanding so that we don't run away and you're thinking that VR is like some kind of time travel experience, because it's not. At one end of VR, you're able to use VR if you had a laboratory set of these. Then people who are paraplegics, quadriplegics, people who are paralyzed from the neck down, you can give them a VR experience where with a set of VR headsets and an exoskeleton, people who are paraplegics, quadriplegics, believe they can walk. And because of what they see and because of what they feel, that's all taking place in their mind, there are people who are paraplegics and quadriplegics who have gained up to 70% of their movement back as a result of going through a VR experience. Now, if you want to find out more about that, then go on YouTube and just type in paraplegic, quadriplegics, virtual reality, and you'll be taken to some of the biggest laboratories in the world where they're working on this stuff. Now, the point that's being made here is this, is that if you have an experience that you can go through that is so powerful that it can affect your psychology in a way where people who can't walk regaining the use of their limbs up to 70%, then what we're seeing is a new way in which visual communications can be delivered that has nothing to do with television, because you know and I know that if you look at TV isn't going to restore the use of your limbs if you're paraplegic or quadriplegic. But a VR headset, and I'm talking about the stuff that costs it's around about $500,000. a VR experience that is one of these exoskeleton type experiences that gets people to believe that they can walk, that changes their psychology so that their brain is now rewired to actually produce what we would think of as being a modern miracle. That is what is taking place in one aspect of VR. At the other end of VR, there are people that are using, a guy that I know, we're working on a thing called accelerated martial arts, where he can get you to believe that you can become a master in martial arts in about 3 to 6 months, okay? Now, that's completely different to 6 to 7 to 8 years. So the point that I'm making here is that VR is not the same as any other form of communication that we have been exposed to. And so the Klansman Chronicles exhibition that is being put together is really your chance to start being part of this world of a new form of technology that is giving us the ability to communicate to the way in which you think in a way that has never existed before. And not all VR experiences are the same, they're not all medical. But the point that I'm making here is this, is that we have got aspects of the virtual reality experience that are being made available on the 21st of October. And the idea is that you can come to a Klansman Chronicles exhibition. In the first hour, we look at the Emmett Till story. In the second hour, we look at the ideology of the Klan. And in the third hour, you get to experience VR. You get to see what Emmett Till saw as he was being drowned. Okay, now I want you to understand this. When Emmett Till was killed, he was killed through drowning. What they did was they tied a cotton gin fan to his back so that when they threw him in the water, he had no way of escaping. And so what was it that Emmett Till saw, felt? What would you understand of the Emmett Till experience unless you are put through the very same thing? Now, again, we're talking about virtual reality here. This is a underwater headset, and the idea is that I'm going to be building a VR experience that uses an underwater virtual reality combo, for the want of a better term of description. And if you were in a swimming pool, then you would be able to go into the water, understand what it's like to be being drowned, because you are seeing and hearing the same types of things that Emmett Till saw as he was being drowned by his murderers. Okay. Now, the point that I'm making here is this, is that you understand that if you're going to be in this room and you're going to be looking at certain things, when we give you a virtual reality experience on dry land, you're not going to be going through the whole thing that Emmett Till went through, because you know that if you're seeing yourself underwater but you don't feel wet, then you understand that the simulation isn't quite real. Okay, so we're not saying that when you come to this exhibition that you are going to feel exactly what Emmett Till felt, but you're going to see aspects of it. There are going to be a number of things that we're going to be showing you through the virtual reality experience, but the point that is really being brought to your attention is this, is that the play Black Lives Matter is going to be traveling around England. And I'm speaking to Beverly about what she did with the Emmett Till story, which was performed by 4 to 14-year-olds. Okay, so she did a child-friendly, family-friendly version of the Emmett Till story, went down like a storm, absolutely brilliant. But imagine if, before you go to a play, you're able to actually experience some of the aspects of the plot line as if some of those things that were taking place were happening to you. That's what VR is enabling us to do. So people being drowned in terms of murder, you could actually see that experience. You could see what it's like being put through and put into a place of death that you can't escape from because you've got a weight on your back that is not allowing you to actually go to get air, okay, because you're being submerged. If, when we look at the idea of lynching and so on, now I don't want to give you everything all at once, but what I'm saying is this, is it doesn't matter whether you live in England or America, whether you live in Oxford or you live in Reading, London, and we can go on. We can arrange for a VR experience, a Klansman Chronicles exhibition to come to somewhere like a theatre near you and so on. Now, if you happen to live in Oxford, then because we live in Oxford, we've got a number of resources at our disposal. So there are the theatres that we work with, there are the learning rooms that we work with, there are the colleges and university facilities that we have access to that will give us the ability to put on a Klansman Chronicles experience somewhere that is local. Now, the moment you start moving further afield, it becomes a bit more difficult because of logistics. But as the play travels throughout England and America, whether it be the Black Lives Matter play or it be the Emmett Till story, what will be coming along with it, or what will be going in front of it, is your ability to experience some of the things that Emmett Till and others went through. To experience some of the things that people who were being lynched went through, what they saw. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag with regards to exactly how some of these things are working. But what I'm saying is this, is that, again, we opened up with this idea of virtual reality being used in the medical world. And there are people who are putting together the virtual reality experiences that give people that are paraplegics and quadriplegics the ability to regain the use of their limbs, because their mind so believes in what they are going through that nervous systems that have been severed start to reconnect. The brain starts to tell the body that this is how you can function. And so the nervous system that was once disrupted, which was once severed, starts to regrow. Now that's some kind of impact. And in like manner, the idea of the Klansman Chronicles exhibition is so that aspects of what the Klu Klux Klan believed and put people through can be experienced by you. That's it in a nutshell. So hopefully we've ignited your curiosity, and with that you might want to come to the Klansman Chronicle exhibition that is taking place in Oxford on Saturday the 21st, and the idea is that you can come. The timetable will be on this video. All you've got to do is pause the video, read the details, and then turn up at either the first session or the second session. And with that, I'm going to sign off with an understanding that I know I've raised your curiosity. So this is Derek James from Oxford speaking to you about the Klansman Chronicles exhibition that is taking place on Saturday the 21st of October, Black History Month 2017. And with VR, we're looking to take you into a whole new world. So with that, this is Derek James signing off. See you on Saturday the 21st. And if you want to make inquiries about bringing this exhibition to where you live, whether it happens to be in England or America, we can work something out. See you soon.